I'm up at hospice here with Ron Spencer from the Princess of Wales Care at Home Trust, and we've already done an interview with Margaret Simpson about the importance of having nurses. A lot of them are what you call bank nurses, the people that get slotted in where they can, but obviously short on numbers at certain points of the day and weeks.
The big problem that Christine has is, you can imagine, they get an urgent call from someone who's very close maybe to dying Friday night, and of course the bank nurses are all allocated, and it's a real headache for the team to try and find this extra resource. And so we've agreed that we will provide funding for a pilot scheme for the first year to see how having a dedicated Diana nurse works and relieves that pressure from Christine and her team.
So you're on the fundraising trail?
We're on the fundraising trail. We've been raising funds ever since the trust was started, but now we're raising funds for something specific rather than this nebulous idea of funding the cost of providing hospice care at home.
Okay, so £50,000?
£50,000 is the agreed sum for the pilot scheme. If it works, the work that the hospice had commissioned points to the fact that most of us prefer to die at home. The numbers of us, we older citizens, are getting older by the minute, is going to increase, so likely that demand for hospice care at home will increase. So the initial scheme is 50,000, but who knows, she may be the first forerunner of maybe several nurses.
Okay, and we've got an interview with a lady whose husband went through the system here before he died, and you'll gather from this just how important it is.
My husband had spent many weeks in hospital, and we were both desperate to have him at home, and that was our goal. And through Hospice at Home we were able to do this, and they supplied night nurses twice a week. I was able to get to bed and get a good night's sleep and wake up refreshed in the morning, and it was amazing. They were just there for you at the most emotional and stressful time of your life, most difficult time of your life. And it made it possible to have him at home for the last few weeks of his life. And I shall always be eternally grateful to them.
So, I mean, what do they do for you then?
They arrive at the door at 10 o'clock in the evening. They settle you down and tell you to go and have a cup of tea and go to bed. And they find the family dog and give it a pet and completely relax in your own home, and then they go in to see their patient for the evening and check that everything's all right in the patient's room, and look after him, talk to him and settle him as much as they can. And then you go off to bed, and all through the night you can sleep knowing that that your husband is completely looked after for all those hours, and it's very, very reassuring. And you get up in the morning and they set off on their merry way, and you feel very relaxed and refreshed from a good night's sleep, which is very important during those stressful weeks.
Well, as you saw there, very moving to hear that sort of story, and how important it was to have somebody to help out and to give respite to the actual spouse in this occasion.
I think that's quite extraordinary. And another issue is, well, I was stunned when I got involved with all of this, is that there are children. We now have things like Rebecca House and Oscar's Dreams, but you can imagine the trauma for a family where there are children and there are other siblings, and it gives that respite care that the other siblings can have some kind of normal life. So who knows where this will end, but it has to be an excellent idea, and we're thoroughly behind it.